Hey everyone, okay, another day. I am getting ready to spray paint the brass trim around the edges. I could get the top piece off, but I could not get those side pieces off. So I'm just gonna spray paint them black, like a matte black. Hi baby.
What you doing here?
We're making videos.
Making videos?
Okay. So, no little light alone, please. Okay, well you're gonna see me in not bright light. Okay, actually probably looks better. So on here, like it's kind of like rusted, and then I don't know if you can see that, like this right here is like that plastic film that comes on new stuff that has to be pulled up. So it looks like it was put on there first, and then the film was peeled. So it's not actually like off of the backside, but like it's like melted on there. It's so old, it's dusty. I don't think there's a way for me to like really peel it off. Like up here, it's kind of like melded. You see that there on there? So I'm gonna just do like a quick little sanding. I got like some super cheap sandpaper. So I probably should get some better sandpaper, but baby, why are you taking my socks off? So I'm gonna sand this real quick. Those vents that were on the sides, oops, there, like there, those side vents, I took those off. I just washed those with warm soapy water, just regular dish detergent, and I'm gonna lightly sand those as well. So I'm gonna spray those because like the edges of those are all rusted as well, and kind of the inside of each little vent. It's minor, but since I'm spraying, I might as well just spray those as well. So that's what I'm about to do. And I had already taped off everything, as you can see, up to the mantle. What are you doing? All right, so I'm gonna sand these just real lightly because this sandpaper is horrible. See, like they don't look bad. Well, I mean, I just sanded it. But you can see like kind of how it's resting in between the grates, and then like the top and the edges are rusted. Now this is something I never noticed before, but now that I know. Okay, so this is what I'm using. Rust-Oleum high heat. It is good for grills, fireplaces. It goes up to 1200 degrees. Now we're gonna wait. I think it's like 15 minutes in between coats, so I will stop the video. I'm about to do second coat. I think it's been 10-15 minutes. It hasn't been very long, but I can see that it's dry, like it's not wet. On the vent parts are a little wet, like in the middle, but around the edge here, it's really matte black. Now I'm wondering, should I have gotten the glossy black? But I didn't want it to stick out or stand out. But I'm thinking that my insert is probably somewhere in between matte and glossy, so I didn't really know how to do that, so I decided to go with the matte. So I guess we'll see how it looks when it all comes off. I definitely don't want to retape it back up and do it again. Hopefully it just kind of fades away just because it's black, but it's very, very matte. So hopefully I didn't make a mistake, but I do think it looks good. It looks fresher and cleaner already. So I'm just gonna do the second coat of spray. I'm gonna turn these around to make sure I'm getting them all from all different angles. But they are still a little wet, so I'm gonna do those last. The smell was very strong, so I opened up the windows. I also turned on my attic fan and opened up a window in the kitchen so I could get a flow of air. Making my daughter wear a mask. I'm wearing a mask. I don't know if you need to do all that, but it is a very strong smell. It smells like enamel paint that when you do like model cars, it has that smell, but then it gets like overwhelmingly strong. So I'm hoping this can air out before my dad gets here to help me install the ceiling fan that I just bought in the kitchen. So that's my goal. Try to get this done and aired out as quick as possible. Hopefully I don't have to do a third coat. This first coat looks really good. I really don't think I'm gonna have to do a third coat. We're gonna let that second coat dry and then see how it looks. It's looking pretty good so far. It dries really fast. I don't think I need to do a third coat. We're just gonna leave it with 2. I think that's good enough. So I'm gonna start taking the plastic down. It's pretty much dry. There's just little corners here where the plastic folded over on the edges of the vents where it is not quite dry. It also kind of messed it up. So now it's not like perfectly smooth like it was because the plastic hit it, because having the windows open made the plastic do that. And it got a little bit of that white on there. So I had to respray it. So now it's not smooth. So it's driving me crazy because I'm OCD. I do this because this was a different color. It wasn't like that brass. It's like a copper color. And although I think it does date it a little, because it's not brass, I don't think it like super dated. So I didn't want to take that out because I didn't want to mess with that or with these. So I was going to leave those because at least it wasn't that shiny gold brassy super 90s color. And it is copper. I do think this will probably come back in style before that brassy color will come back in style. So I did want to leave that coppery color because I did not want to mess that up or touch it. I mean, I could have painted it black. I really didn't want to mess it up. So I did leave that. Plus that's part of the actual insert versus just the cover. This is the cover. This is the actual insert. So I just didn't want to touch that. All right, so my daughter lost 2 of my screws. So I get 1 screw per vent now until I can find some screws that are really different. So I'm hoping they weren't like some sort of custom screws, but they look different and they all did. So I'm thinking they might be some sort of custom screws. And of course, she lost them. And you can see that. And you can see how it's a different, definitely a different sheen. I need to clean that glass. You can see how it's different, but it still looks good overall. So yeah, we gotta clean this fireplace up and we're going to paint this mantle and we'll be close to done. Yeah, so excited. So here's a quick picture of my before and after. Make sure you also check out my video on whitewashing my fireplace. Thanks for watching and make sure to like and subscribe.